What's good, everybody? Welcome to the Clearly Distorted podcast, where we discuss our clearly thought out ideas shared through our distorted lenses. We cover the week's trending topics ranging from social issues, sports, politics, news, and much more. I am Damian, aka the Devil's Advocate. That guy there is Julian, aka the Morning and Evening Star. Whatever the fuck that means.
And Mr. Enigmatic.
She is Patricia, aka she ain't all there.
AKA I've never had a problem with my
This is episode 24, and this week we will be discussing DeSantis changing Florida election laws, the executive director of the San Jose Police Union, the Fentanyl Dealer. Trump is finally indicted.
This is like the episode of Assholes.
Man, China brokered a deal. China brokered a peace treaty between Iran and Saudi Arabia with major implications to the U.S. And Ben Shapiro thinks that trans should be banned from having guns. So whichever of those topics most interest you, you can just click on the bar and skip to it.
No, watch the whole damn show.
Or watch the whole damn show.
Watch the whole damn show.
Like, share, subscribe. We appreciate you. How are you guys doing?
I'm good. And that's all I got to say. How about you, Patricia?
I'm good. And that's all I have to say.
All right, so we're all good. We're going to jump it right off into 20 questions, Julian.
20 questions.
You seem pretty excited to get to this, man. So I'm
let me
scared.
No, don't be scared. Let me preface this by saying that every 20 questions that when I started this was very impromptu, right? It's like 5 minutes before the show, I'm like, yeah, let me come up with this. But Patricia stepped up the game, you stepped up the game, so I got to keep that trend going. So I took some time and I actually came up with some pretty good ones. Now, pretty good ones for me. You guys might breeze right through it. Who knows? But anyway, let's start off. So, Daym, this question is actually for you.
Okay.
Dwayne Wade, a prime Dwayne Wade, or a prime Allen Iverson. Who do you pick?
Allen Iverson.
Allen Iverson.
Really? Okay. That was easier than I thought because
I just went by looks, by the way.
That's debatable. Some women really think Dwayne Wade is pretty good looking. So
I don't know. AI has.
Wait, hold up 1 second. Who's Dwayne Wade? Because I know Allen Iverson.
He played for the Miami Heat.
Dwayne Wade.
He's married to
Gabrielle Union.
Yeah.
Oh no, Dwayne. Who is?
Okay. I'm not in that debate. So both of you pick Allen Iverson. Huh?
Yes, for different reasons apparently.
Okay, next question. Patricia, this is for you. Oh. Even though you answered that one, so Daym, feel free. So Patricia, your husband tells you that he used to be a serial killer when he was in his 20s. Okay. Do you stay with him?
Oof.
Well, what kind of serial killing did he do?
We're not doing the Damian detail like scenarios. Just that's
that
all
depends.
You got.
She wants to know, was he eating people?
How does that depend? Right. So if he's just chopping heads off, that's cool. But if he's eating,
but listen, is he like a serial killer killing bad people?
No. That's a hero.
No, because is he killing like pedophiles? I might join. Is he killing women?
It's a valid question.
No, Daym, we're not doing this. I know this is right up your alley, but yes or no? Are you sticking with him or not?
Yes.
All right, you are definitely evil. Anyway, moving on.
I love my
This is for both of you. Name a business you'd love to get into, but it's just way too hard or way too risky. So just like a fantasy business you think that would be great if you could get into.
Selling organs in the black market. Just kidding. Just kidding.
I was going to say, wow, that's perfect. That goes actually with the serial killer husband, but yeah.
Okay, repeat the question again. Let me stop playing.
So name a business you would love to get into, but you know that it's just really difficult or too risky?
Well, I would like to get into the cannabis industry, but it's very difficult to get into, and I don't think it's risky, but
It's not
Okay.
risky.
I mean, it could be risky if you're like applying and then you never get your money, right? Like if they deny you, but that would be a good industry to get into. But
It could be risky because there's a lot of them opening up too. So yeah,
yeah,
That's a
a lot of
good.
competition.
That's a good answer, Patricia. Crypto.
Wow, I
Ugh.
was not expecting you to say that, but yeah, that's
Let,
risky.
let me tell you something about crypto. I hate that word, and I hate that my husband uh plays with that.
Mm.
Hmm.
I've seen
Well,
it change some lives personally, but
Well, it's gonna change. If he never watches this show because he just doesn't. But if you do, baby, I want the trailer,
crypto trailer.
crypto trailer. You know,
All right. So next one. Could either of you drop a nuclear bomb on another country if ordered to do so by God?
no. Why are you laughing, Damian?
because there was so many. Oh man, that's hilarious.
It's a Julian question for sure. So
If ordered to do so by God,
by the Lord.
um, not. I mean, I would need more than that. Like,
What the hell would you need?
He's struggling with like, "Ooh, I want to ask. No.
no, because like I think about my military experience, right? And you're supposed to follow orders. You're supposed to follow um lawful and moral orders, right? So I would need to know that that is the case.
Okay, so I'll take that as an answer. We'll move
So
on.
that's a yes?
That's a
It really depends on how forceful Jesus is with it or God or whatever.
Jesus. I would never ask me to do such a thing.
That's what I would say. For me, it would be an absolute no. And I think that would be God testing me to see if I would just morally do the right thing. But anyway, that's just me. Next question, you guys ready?
So, Damian, the devil just got you.
I am his advocate.
Or in that case, his bitch. Anyway. If you had to change one thing, would it be who your parents are or who your children are?
Oh shit.
I don't know why I answer these questions without thinking like this is like Family Feud or something, but if I would not want to change who my kids are. I wouldn't want to change who my mom is either. And even though my dad is not in my life, I feel like I'm a lot like him, so I don't want to change anybody.
That's not, you have to change one. Would it be your parents or your kids?
See, but you can't. You can't. That can't work.
Guys, no, don't start talking about DNA and I won't be me if it wasn't for
exactly. My
this is all
son wouldn't be who
hypothetical.
my son is without my parents being who they are.
Right. Maybe you're the only one that sees the difference in your parents. Maybe DNA wise, they're the same. But instead of your dad looking like your dad, maybe he might look like, I don't know, somebody else and sound like someone else and have
If there was anybody that I would want to change, I would want to change my dad. I would want to change my dad's behavior. So I would say my dad. I'm not going to say parents.
Guys, you guys are skirting away from the hypothetical. I think
we're both picking our kids.
Okay, I'll take that. Picking your kids. Okay, but it's really struggle for you to say, yeah, I'll change my parents up.
Yeah, I mean.
All right.
No, I cannot change my parents.
Look, when you get the hard questions, answer them, guys. Answer them.
We are answering.
So here we go. What do you think is the worst way to die?
Ooh. Burned alive.
I'm close with that one, yeah.
Cancer.
I would think that the worst way to die is if I would like, are you asking about a scenario or a condition or
a scenario, condition, accident, just any way to die? What would be your worst nightmare? Worst case scenario?
Yeah, my worst nightmare would be knowing that I'm going to die, but I'm going to die with my kids. Like my kids are gonna die too. Like if we are like trapped in a car underneath the water and we're all gonna die. Like I don't care if I'm dying, but if my kids are in that same situation and they're going to die, that would be
So for me, it's either being burned alive. That the thought of that scares me. But the second one, and this is a weird thought, you know those machines that crush metal that they just keep spinning in place? I couldn't imagine just being grinded up in there from the feet down. Every time I see one of those videos, I think, holy shit, what that would do to a human being. That must be horrific. So it would be one of those two things. But here we go. So Daym, this question is for you. There's 100 dicks in the room. How many of them are you choking on?
I know this joke already, bro. There's no right answer to it.
Look, just answer the question.
There's
100 dicks in the room. How many of them are you choking on?
Nah, I'm not doing this one, bro. If I say all of them, then I'm sucking 100 dicks. If I say none of them, then I'm a professional dick sucker.
Oh no!
I know how that goes. I'm not doing it.
I was hoping he'd say none of them. So I'd be like, oh, that's quite impressive. All right.
I've never heard that. Oh, that's good. I was like, why is he not saying none?
Yeah, that's why.
Okay, so this is for the both of you. So if your sibling was cheating on their spouse, and their spouse just happens to be your best friend, would you tell them?
Oh, that's a good question because my brother is married to one of my best friends. Hell yeah, I would tell her.
Okay. Daym, are you snitching?
I probably wouldn't snitch, but I would attempt to intervene. And then if that didn't work, then I would probably make it so that they get caught.
So you would snitch?
Not snitching, but I'm just...
It's low-key snitching. If you're like dropping a little like video file or a note.
I don't know. That would be kind of like an informer. Informant.
Informer.
Maybe.
I don't know. It would
tough
be
one.
It would be like a backdoor kind of.
I definitely would tell her. Fuck that. Don't be cheating.
Fuck that. Yeah. Okay. Good. Daym. Answer stays the same.
Yeah.
All right. So if there were a bunch of friendly aliens that came down to Earth and invited you to move they invited you to move to their planet with them and you would live forever, would you go knowing that you'll never see Earth again?
No.
Only I can go?
Only you can go.
Then no.
All right. Pretty good so far.
I would want to go though.
Yeah. If you could see into the future and found out that the world is going to end in 30 years, unless you killed yourself today, would you do it?
No, we're all dying in 30 years.
Yeah. So I put everybody on the clock. Listen. We got 30 years.
I was not expecting you guys to answer that so quick.
I thought gonna go to hell for killing myself to save everybody else. I'm not Jesus in the Christian religion.
I thought Daym was gonna look at his family tree and look up 23 whatever. Yeah. I thought he was gonna start investigating and looking at his kids, and yeah, that's pretty powerful. Okay.
30 years is 30 years. We can all be good.
Okay.
Quit our jobs, live off the grid.
You could choose only one. Either live only 5 more years, but those are going to be the best 5 years of your life? Or would you rather live another 50 years in extreme poverty?
I take the 5.
All right. Name a fictional universe you wouldn't mind living in. Daym doesn't even follow anything fictional. I knew that would be like.
I would live.
Wakanda.
Okay, that's a good answer.
That's almost real to me.
Yeah, it's not quite wild enough for me and you. So
I would live in a universe where it's just me and Henry Cavill. Sorry.
Awesome.
I don't even
It's
know who that is.
He's Superman. He's in a Witcher. Yeah.
Come on, Damian.
Oh, okay.
Gosh, for me, it would be the Mass Effect universe. It's a video game. It's space. I would do anything to do that. Anyway, so a genie comes down and grants you the power to read minds at the expense of being deaf. Would you do it?
I would. I definitely would, because being deaf is not a disability. So I'd rather read minds and know what everybody's thinking.
Yeah, I think I would.
Understand, reading minds can be a curse as well.
Not to me.
Find out your closest people might not think so highly of you.
I would be blackmailing people left and right.
All right. Next question. Actually, that's a great point, Patricia. But like, I know what you did. Now I'll keep it quiet if you give me a little bit of that paycheck. Anyway, yeah. So you guys find out that hell is real. Actually, no, I take that back. You guys find out that heaven is real. And the only way to get there is to walk away from your family. Would you do it?
To walk away from your family.
Yeah, abandon your family.
And then we meet each other again in heaven? Okay.
Yeah, maybe.
Is it gonna guarantee
or maybe your whole family is going to hell.
Yeah.
No, my family's in heaven.
So that's a no for you, Damian. You wouldn't do it.
Right.
And for you, Patricia?
So I'm going to heaven for sure.
The only way to get there is to abandon your family.
Oh yeah, we'll sacrifice myself for my family. Wait, what? Wait, I'm guaranteeing myself, or I'm guaranteeing my family?
Yourself.
Your soul.
Oh, myself.
Right.
Yeah.
So okay. So now I'm gonna flip it. You find out that hell is real, and the only way to avoid it is to walk away from your family. Would you do it?
Peace.
Daym can't bring himself to say he's walking away from his family. I love this.
Yeah, no.
So you'd go to hell. You'd go to fucking hell. You'd burn for eternity if that's what hell was.
Yeah.
I'll do it, Damian. I'd be like, peace. I mean, when do I walk away? I'm not going to hell.
Same here.
You know, Damian, you can walk away from your family, but you can watch them from afar.
And it doesn't mean that they're gonna be shitty without you, or they're gonna perish or anything. It's just, just a hypothetical, man. He's sticking to his guns. So I like that. All right. So you guys are buried alive in a casket. It's covered in maggots. It's gross. And you can only have one item with you to be buried alive. It could either be a cell phone with 5 minutes left on the battery, a butter knife, or a gun with 1 bullet. What do you choose?
Cell phone.
Okay.
Yeah, me too. I'm like, come get me out of here.
Exactly.
So only got 5 minutes, and you might not have a signal. But the butter knife, you might be able to, eventually.
But wait, okay. So we're in the casket, but is the casket buried?
Oh, it's buried.
Yeah, he said
you're not getting out of there with a butter knife.
Yeah, because how are you gonna?
You might not get out of there with a phone.
I have a better chance.
So you take one of those chances instead of suicide and quick death.
Yeah.
No, I'll take the phone.
All right.
Because if I can't reach someone, I will send text messages cursing them out because I died. So eventually that phone's gonna get a signal.
All right. I should have made that one a little bit tougher because you guys just hell bent on that cell phone working.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
All right. But if that shit dies after 5 minutes, then you're fucked.
You're fucked no matter what.
You're pretty fucked, yeah.
The butter knife, you're fucked. The gun, you're fucked. The
cell
phone is the only chance you got, really.
I'm gonna take the cell phone because regardless, I'm gonna go to heaven. I've dumped everybody to go there, so I'm good.
Right. You've already made that.
Already got it covered, so
yeah.
Fuck it.
Oh my gosh. All right. Patricia, would you rather be possessed by a demon for an hour or have a bald head and a beard for the rest of your life?
I would definitely take the demon.
Wow. Okay. All right, good shit.
It cannot be that far off from now. So
I was like, wait, does he really know Patricia?
Daym,
Yeah,
would you
man.
rather fight a lion armed with a baseball bat or a prime Mike Tyson blindfolded?
Wait, who's blindfolded?
Mike Tyson.
You are.
Oh. Wait, repeat the question again.
That would be pretty easy choice. Would you rather fight a lion armed with a baseball bat or a prime Mike Tyson blindfolded?
Give me the bat, man.
I don't know.
Wow.
That lion might just claw that bat out of your hands.
I don't think you'd last 30 seconds with that lion. But yeah. Okay.
I think I got a shot.
All right.
Put a bat in my hand, I think I got a shot.
You feel like you're in more control.
Yeah.
Okay. Makes sense. Final question, guys. If you find out that your doppelganger is an incredibly successful porn star, do you consider changing your profession?
No.
Well, I'm confused. Why would I want to change my profession? She's already taking all the money.
Patricia, just go with the flow, please.
If someone looks like you was successful at it, then that would mean you would be able to be successful at it too.
No, they can have it.
All right. Well, that is my feeble 20 questions.
That was 20 questions already.
20 questions.
But
you guys flew through that shit.
But if I have more of an answer to that question. If she's very successful, I would give her ideas, and then she should pay me for those ideas.
Oh, yeah, you should have just left it alone.
And she's gonna say, well, why don't you suck his dick on the top of the tree?
I'm like, no, you're already doing a good job. I'm just giving you little pointers here so we can make more money.
I don't think it would work that way, but yeah. You'd be your doppelganger's manager, essentially.
I would be my own manager.
All right. Well, that is 20 questions.
That was fun.
Good stuff, guys. I'm totally shocked at some of the answers. If I'm being totally honest, I wasn't expecting some of that.
Yeah.
I was expecting, I leaned heavy towards family stuff because I know that that's difficult for the both of you to.
Not for me.
Yeah, you were quick. Daym, I expected him to contemplate a little heavier, but yeah, pretty good.
You know he would take him, and he's just trying to say it because his family's watching.
I think so too.
Nah,
look how he's doing this shimmy.
Sticking with my answers.
Yep, that tight ass is.
God.
But you didn't answer one of the questions.
Listen, I'm pretty sure I asked the question that both of you didn't answer as well. So I think every episode has been at least one question not answered by somebody.
How about this, Daym? How about this? We'll change that question a little bit.
What
It's
was
50
the question?
dicks. It's 50 dicks, not 100.
No, okay, no.
How many are you choking on?
Still stands as unanswered.
Would you choke on any for $1 billion?
Say that again.
And it has to be streamed.
Yeah, would you suck a dick for $1 billion, Damian?
Yeah.
Wow.
$1 billion?
$1 billion.
Listen.
And it would be streamed everywhere.
Y'all can say what y'all want for $1 billion. So $1 billion. Find me somebody that wouldn't.
I would. I'd have to kill the person, but I would suck their dick for $1 billion.
$1 billion would make a lot of things happen. A lot of things disappear.
Like killing the person that you sucked off. Yeah. I don't know what else to say. I think the show's over now. The show's fucking done. We're done. Roll the credits, man. This shit's over.
Thanks for tuning in, guys. Like, share, subscribe.
Damian will suck a dick for $1 billion.
Julian, you finally got Damian. Actually, I got Damian to finally say something on my first try.
Yeah. For $2 billion, would you let him face?
No. We cutting it off at $1 billion.
Okay, sorry.
Nah.
So listen, I was thinking, guys, after this whole conversation about dicks, right?
Why he says it like that?
So why is it that almost every word for penis is fucking ugly? Even penis is ugly, right? Cock is ugly. What was the other one? Schlong, Bozak, Johnson. The fucking ugly words for dick.
Peter.
Yeah.
Wait, why can I not see Damian's eyes right now?
I don't know.
Topic?
Damian's hiding.
Damian, you look like a dick with a fucking condom on your head. Anyway.
Peckerwood.
That's not a flattering, right? What else? Yeah, there's so many like ugly words. Now, vagina is a little bit different. I love the word vagina. I think it's pretty. It kind of, I don't know, it's pretty. But cunt is kind of ugly. And twat is definitely like when you call someone a twat, you really are in a fucking hateful mode.
Yeah, it's pretty offensive.
You fucking twat.
I've never called somebody a twat in a bad way, because when
wait. You call someone a twat in a good way?
Well, because
hey twat, hey, how you doing, cunt?
No, cunt, I'll say when I'm really angry and if I'm really wanting to be very hateful. But when I used to work at this particular hospital and we were pretty much like the GYN team. Mm-hmm. And we used to call each other the twat squad, because that's all we worked with morning, noon, and night.
Squad.
The twat
squad.
Twat squad. Yeah. So I don't even see it as a bad thing, because we used to just like, hey, here we are. I mean, even on the board, we're like writing each other the twat squad.
So if like some doctor or something is walking by and they're like, oh yeah, that's the twat squad over there. Like that.
Oh, they loved it. We were the funnest group of twats.
It sounds like fun when somebody says I'm part of the twat squad. Sounds like fun to me. I don't know.
It was a good team. It was a good team.
Patricia, you're gonna have to say a sixth prayer today.
I know.
I'm sorry. Oh my gosh, yeah. Well, that it's better than the cock squad.
But for $1 billion,
Daym is gonna pay a visit to the cock squad.
You get your choice.
You know what, guys?
You want a segue?
I can still delete the file.
Yeah, I'm not recording. If you delete the file, I'm not recording or editing another fucking version of this damn podcast.
Oh man.
All right, let's segue. Let's get into the news. We got a lot of stuff to cover. Yeah, so
Crazy shit, man. So
Cock Squad member 1. What do you got?
wait, who's that?
Oh, sorry. Just you.
Patricia?
No, what do you mean?
I don't know. Who's Julian talking to?
Oh.
I'm talking about the devil's advocate, bro.
Oh, that's me.
That's you.
Oh, okay. When you
Dicks.
Jeez. It's gonna be one of those episodes. when you think of a drug dealer, you don't picture a 62-year-old grandma.
Wow.
No, I don't.
So the executive director of the San Jose Police Union just happens to be one of the biggest fentanyl dealers in California.
And she's a
62-year-old grandma.
62-year-old
her nickname. I mean, I don't know that she is an actual grandma, but that's what they call her in the office based on her appearance. She looks like a grandma. She looks like a sweet little.
This is just like kind of like a movie script type of thing, you know.
Well, it reminds me of what's her name? Griselda.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Blanco, yeah.
No, but she looked like she killed people.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and she did.
This lady looks like she knits when she's bored.
So this sounds like an episode of Scandal, because I just binged the whole entire series, and there was an episode of this Russian, we're going to talk about that later, right? But this Russian spy super killer, and she was a grandma. And when the show introduced her, like when she got introduced in the show, she was like baking cookies with her grandkids and stuff like that. And she was a what is it called? Like an
assassin.
An assassin, yeah, like one of the worst assassins ever. And she was like this white lady living in, you know, a nice community, baking cookies with her grandkids.
Well, yeah. Take away the murder. That's what not really take away the murder, because people are dying left and right from fentanyl. So
I don't even understand how people are messing with that stuff. I don't get it.
I don't either.
Yeah.
But this
lady. So what's happening with her?
Since 2015, up until as recently as March 5th, she has been using her personal computer and work computer and conducting her business at work of buying and selling pills all across the world.
That's the American dream.
So what's happening with her? Like, she got arrested? Like,
she got arrested, and so her first court appearance was Friday, federal court, and she was released with no bond. She's got a supervised release, so she probably got a bracelet on, ankle bracelet, and she just can't leave Northern California. That's it.
What color is this grandma?
Oh, she's white.
Huh, okay, well, you should have led with that.
I mean, I think that was obvious based on what I said.
She's living the American dream. Yeah.
This is what, like, taking all the jokes aside, this is really what infuriates me, because we have our brown and black people that will spend. Actually, we have our brown and black people that they're still sitting in jail waiting for a trial date or to see a judge, and nothing's happening. And when that gets to happen, then they are, you know, in jail forever for marijuana, you know, but fentanyl, and she gets to keep her pension probably.
She's been selling this shit since 2015 across the US and internationally. Thousands of pills.
Wow. I wonder how much money she netted.
Yeah, she probably got a pretty nice retirement. I mean, I haven't seen anything where they revoked or, froze bank accounts and seized money or anything like that. But
see, I would
How
throw
does
her
she get
ass in. Hold on, I would throw her ass in jail, remove her false teeth, and feed her nothing but like fucking like jawbreakers and shit.
damn.
She'd have to eat like just a bunch of crunchy shit like Doritos.
Captain Crunch with no milk.
Captain Crunch,
Oh,
yeah.
that shit will fuck you up with no teeth. Captain Crunch is vicious. What were you gonna say, Patricia? Okay.
Nothing.
Yeah.
I know why.
Why? Oh, I got you.
She's got her mic on mute because she's farting. She's got a lot of gas.
So from a drug dealing police union, as if that wasn't corrupt enough, Trump has finally been indicted.
And
Why are you
they
looking like
are
that?
having meltdowns. What's going on with him?
I'm sorry, I'm being stupid, y'all.
Jesus
All
Christ.
I'm gonna see how long Damian it took Damian to notice.
I didn't even realize it.
I couldn't keep a straight face too. Anyway, I'm sorry, Daym. This is totally off the rails, but let's go.
So yeah, they finally blindsided him. Everyone was thinking, because it was reported that the grand jury wasn't gonna discuss anymore before their break or do anything related to this case. And then they were like, you know what? On second thought, indicted.
And I've enjoyed trolling Trump Jr. and everybody. I even went back to Facebook.
I was just about to say, I haven't seen Patricia on Facebook in I don't know how long, but she jumped her ass right back just to talk to
me. Did you hear Lindsey Graham?
No.
He went on news and was talking about how horrible this is, and he even cursed. He even said like it was bullshit or whatever. It was just hilarious. Like they are trying so hard on Fox News and the Republicans to just say that this is like a witch hunt against Donald Trump.
It's real simple to me. I mean, sure, because of the charges, they could take it that way. They could see it that way. Whatever. We'll see what happens in the other 3 cases. But why weren't they as outraged when Michael Cohen was found guilty for this same exact thing?
Right, because he's not Donald Trump. He was expendable.
I mean, keep the same energy.
Right.
Keep the same energy when you were chanting "lock her up."
It just, right. You know what blows me away is that you got a clear dip in popularity for Donald Trump, right? Not huge, but it's clear that it's pretty clear that he's not holding the same as he was when he was initially elected, right? You got DeSantis now who's climbing up a little bit, and Trump has lost some support. I'm not saying enough to not have him win the election, but he's lost some favor. Let me finish my point. And a lot of the political Republicans have gone against him, right? Even Liz Cheney, right? And a bunch of them, Mitt Romney, a whole bunch of them. So why are they getting up there? Why is Lindsey Graham getting up there and defending him like this when he himself has had criticisms? Mike Pence is defending him. Why would he do that when Trump basically tried to have him fucking killed on January 6th? My theory is that they want to keep Trump out of court because he's got fucking dirt on those guys.
And did you see how?
Yes, that's what it is.
Did you see DeSantis say that he will not help him get extradited from Florida?
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Well,
So
he's just talking
well,
shit. Trump's
so
gonna
what's your
show up
theory?
there
What's your theory? Why would
because
Lindsey Graham?
because of his track record. What he does to people that go against him, they tend to lose.
He is in the most vulnerable state ever. And you're telling me
he appears that way to us.
he is that way, Daym.
He's gaining.
He is not gaining. That is a myth.
You
There's
think?
nobody
I don't think he's
protesting.
gaining
There's nobody
anything.
protesting. He's made pleas out there for people to stop this
Yeah.
shit, and nobody
think
is
he-
out there.
I don't think
Well,
he's
no
gained
one. I
any.
don't think people, because they saw what happened to the January 6th, they're not just going to go out and wild out. But I'm talking about in terms of political support. Every poll since the announcement that he was supposed to be indicted a couple Tuesdays ago, he's been skyrocketing in every poll.
I think he's skyrocketing amongst a small group of people, but definitely he doesn't have the support that he had with the Republicans before.
He doesn't. I think in Florida, he's lost support.
He's only skyrocketing because people are feeling sorry for him. But that doesn't mean that when it comes down to voting between him and another Republican, they're going to look at him and he's weak. He's indicted. He's got all these charges, all of this stuff. He lied about January 6th, about, pardoning these people and all of this shit. Like, I'm telling you, like, he's not.
Because a lot of them see it as a witch hunt. So it's like the middle finger to the government and supporting Trump.
Look, he didn't beat Biden in this last election, and he's less popular. So I don't think any of them feel like he has a shot in hell of winning. Like, deep down, I don't think they believe that.
I would disagree.
So what happens if he gets, can he run again if he's even arrested, if he has a criminal record?
Yes. He can run from jail.
He can run from jail, yeah.
That is insane.
But he's as far as what they're saying now, so it's expected that he'll stand before the grand jury on Tuesday, March 4th. He'll likely plead not guilty. He'll be fingerprinted. He'll get his mug shots
swabbed. He'll have a swab in his mouth.
But he won't be handcuffed and he won't be in jail. He'll be. I think he's gonna.
All I need is that mugshot, okay?
Right. That's all I need. A T-shirt with the mugshot.
The mugshot.
Sure.
That's it. So what? An interesting twist to this is that the grand jury is examining a second case of hush money payment. There's a form.
That's what's going to happen. He's indicted, and now all of these other charges are going to start going through. That's how they're going to get him.
Well,
so do you think
the indictment is the presentation of the charges? So
no, I'm just saying this is the start of that domino effect that I've been saying is going to happen.
So do you think that he'll see a day in jail?
I do.
Personally, I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
Did you guys ever think he would get this far?
Yes, I thought.
I mean, I can see that. Yeah, I can see an indictment. Him going.
So what do you think? You think he's just going to get away with it? You think when he has his day in court, he's just going to walk away?
Listen,
he's been getting away with it for the last 50 years.
Casey Anthony got away with it. If O.J. Simpson got away with it, he's going to get away with it.
I personally think Donald Trump has burned so many bridges with people of power that I do think that it's caught up to him. I would
hate to be the judge in that case, and I would love to be a jury in that case.
Yeah, I think he's burned so many bridges politically, and even with his base. Yeah, sure. Is he popular still? Yeah. Are politicians scared of him? Sure. But let's keep in mind, he hasn't had a stronghold on the Republican Party all that long. You know what I'm saying? It's not like, he's been the leader of the Republican Party for 15, 20 years. Like, it's been a disaster for him. And I think a lot of Republicans, sensible Republicans, see that. As long as there's a strong candidate in their mind, a lot of those middle centrist Republicans, if you could even call them that, they're not going to support him like they did the last time. They're going to go for a Mike Pence or a DeSantis or whatever.
I didn't even understand why Mike Pence is up there talking
we
bullshit.
keep talking about we keep talking about DeSantis, but DeSantis has not officially announced his campaign.
He hasn't.
There's a reason for that.
So
what's the reason?
I'm assuming you have the reason.
Of course I do. The reason for that is because according to Florida's current election law,
yes, I know that. Go ahead.
You can't hold a position and run for a position where the terms will overlap each other. So as it stands today,
he would have to resign, right?
He would have to resign his governorship and then announce his campaign for U.S. president. And so what happened within the hour of Trump's announcement of the indictment, they submitted SPB 7050 was filed within minutes of
they meaning DeSantis.
Florida,
okay.
The Florida government.
Okay.
Yes, DeSantis. We know who's behind it. And basically what that's going to do is change the law and allow him to run for president without resigning as governor.
It's amazing how they can just change laws to accommodate
exactly.
themselves.
I think he would be a worse president than Trump for sure.
I think he would probably be worse because I think he can get more done.
Because he doesn't have all those theatrics that Trump. Trump was just there being.
He's extreme. He's very extreme, and I think prior to Trump, I think it would have been almost laughable to see someone in office like him. Now, I feel like people would vote for him. I feel like he would get a large support. Look, it's all part of the plan, right? Donald Trump, I think he's going to jail, man. I think he's really going to jail, and I think I think the Republicans secretly, most of them are supporting this. Democrats, they are. And I think the writing's on the wall, man. I really believe it.
Well, it seems like the DeSantis camp thinks so as well, because it was almost like once the indictment hit, they were like, oh, Trump's out of the way. All right, this is our time now. Let's change the law.
Yeah, there's blood in the water, man. Like, they see it.
Yeah. But it's still it's still a coward move to me, because then why not, if you think Trump's out of the way now, then just take your fucking shot. Like, he's not willing to, no matter what, he ends up with a job. Like, if he loses the presidential election, he has Florida to come back to. Right. Meanwhile, ain't shit gonna get done for the next 2 years, which is the reason for the law, is because they don't want someone in position spending time applying for another position and campaigning for another position while they're supposed to be working in this position. It's the whole purpose of the law. But they're gonna intervene and supersede that and make it make sense for them.
Florida sucks.
Yeah.
Florida is it.
Some will say Florida's the dick of the country.
I did say that one time because remember, what did I call the Earth's vagina? That was one of our episodes, right? Yes. And Florida is the Earth's penis. Yeah.
Yeah.
Planet Earth has a big dick, and it's Florida. And you know what the keys are, right?
Oh God! See, I'm so upset with myself. Why did I do this?
Did you just walk right into
that skeet? Florida Keys is the skeet. Anyway, yeah.
I thought you were gonna say Mar-a-Lago.
It's not quite low enough.
It's not quite low enough. So what does that make Cuba? Anyway.
Oh.
So, like, how much time you think Trump? Supposedly, they got felony charges in this thing.
I think he's going to get hit with January 6th.
I hope he does.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a whole bunch of campaign finance shit that they're going to uncover or put out there.
Yeah, because he's got 3 other cases. He's got the January 6th. He's got the shit in Georgia. And there's something else. What's the third one?
I think more is coming, man. I think more is coming. I think that he's going to be getting hit with charges left and right.
I think it's the fraud of the real estate business.
See, my thing is one thing I've noticed in politics, right? The moment someone appears to be weak or weakened, they lose a huge portion of the fan base, even if the fan base still supports them. They lose some of that because you only want to vote for the winner, right? You're only attracted to the person who has the best chance of winning for your party. That's why a lot of people didn't vote for Bernie Sanders, right? Because they thought, well, we have a better shot at beating Trump with Joe Biden,
right,
or with Hillary Clinton. We'd rather go with the established, person. Donald Trump, he's not looking so strong anymore.
You know what's even scarier to me? It's completely off topic.
Dicks. Okay, no, I'm sorry. Are you scared of dicks? I'm terrified of them. I can't even front. Like the idea of like a penis around me, like it kind of scares me.
Okay. So you're penophobic?
I'm not. Yeah, I am. Yeah, I am. I'm penophobic.
Is that a word? I swear I just made that up. You're penophobic.
Anyway, I don't know why I brought that up, but let's move on.
You got penises on the brain today.
Stop that. Dicks.
I don't even know what I was saying.
What were you saying?
I have no idea.
I don't know either. I don't know. I lost track with the whole,
See, I say dicks and Damian right away is like, train of thought is gone.
Yeah, no, I think it's just the ADD, not the dicks.
It's just the ADD, yeah.
It's just the ADD.
We were talking about Trump.
Yeah, we were talking about Trump.
God, this is horrible.
I'm so sorry. Anyway, I think he's going to jail.
I hope he does. Oh, Damian, you were talking about the charges from Georgia, from the real estate.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I don't know.
The hamster in the wheel goes round and round.
That bitch just stopped. My hamster's taking a break. Yeah.
Don't worry, I'll edit all this out, man. We'll look smooth as butter. Yeah. Come on, Daym. What the fuck were you saying, bro?
I honestly have no fucking clue. I have no clue.
Anyway, what I want to say is I think this is difficult for the Republican Party because you have a lot of people still want to support Donald Trump. You have an unclear candidate potentially in DeSantis. It doesn't appear like anyone else is gearing up to run on that side, even though we know that some are. I think they're just waiting. They're waiting to see what happens with Trump. And I think most of the Republicans are going to come out and they're going to defend Trump and say that this is a witch hunt.
I think
to try to steal some of his base, right? But I don't think in any way do they really support him. With the exception of a few of them who are really vocal now.
Yeah, but it's more about the voters. And they're stupid.
No, it is. It is. And they are stupid. But they've won elections on that side. So, yeah, I think it's going to be really difficult for Donald Trump to not only win another election, but I think he's going to be in a tough spot to even get out of any of this.
Yeah, I see it the opposite.
I don't know.
I think this is just like fuel. The fire was dwindling.
Do you remember what they used to call John Gotti?
Untouchable.
They used to call him the Teflon Don.
Teflon Don. Yep.
That name would apply to Donald Trump. Literally, Teflon Don, right? If he manages to be untouched by any of these charges, I really just don't see. He might get away with one or two of them, but I mean, eventually something's going to get him.
You would think so.
Yeah,
I just
I'm
don't have
thinking
enough
so.
faith in our system.
Me either.
You don't see, the thing is, I don't think you have to have faith in the system. You have to look at how he's perceived. They want him fucking out. Like, it's pretty fucking obvious. Like, they want him out. Like, they don't want him there anymore. Like, he's damaged goods.
He's a
like, they don't
nuisance.
want him. Yeah, he's a nuisance. He's
To
an
the
asshole.
customer.
Look how many people have fallen under him. You know,
Everyone.
careers gone. Like, careers totally fucking demolished because of this guy. They don't want him.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
I would agree, but I
mean,
think they fear him more, and that's the problem.
He's losing that. That aura is, he's losing that. He's a laughing stock, man.
yeah.
Yeah, I think within the walls of people who have some fucking functioning going on between their ears, but in terms of the population, I don't think that's the case.
Okay, so they did a study recently, right? And DeSantis is getting more coverage on Fox than Donald Trump is, right? Maybe not now since, you know, this indictment, but DeSantis has been kind of, you know, with his book shit and his transgender thing or whatever, he's been getting a lot of coverage from Fox. As long as the right-wing media continues to kind of pay more attention to other people, that's gonna convince the base, you know, Trump's MAGA people or whatever, that the fucking party is over. A lot of them, not all of them. Some of them are just straight up out of their minds. But I think what you can't just win on the extreme side. You have to get some moderates, you know, to vote for you. And Donald Trump, I think he's lost almost every moderate out there.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
So we'll see. We'll see.
It
what
would be a
happens.
very good day to see him get that mugshot. When is that? Tuesday? Next Tuesday?
It's not scheduled, but that's what we're thinking. He has to.
Are they going to release that? You think they're going to release that?
It's public record.
No, but you know how that is, man.
I mean, everybody has their mugshots. You can see them.
That's public record. Yeah.
I hope he has no makeup on. I don't want to see that fucking tan. I want to see his hair fucking disheveled. Yeah.
I need that mugshot to replace the portrait that's in the White House.
Oh my God, could you imagine? See, if I was president, that mugshot is going right up. That's going to be
That
his
would be my
presidential
first
painting.
executive order would have been that. Forget everything else. That's what needs to be up.
Yeah, but I think it would be more impactful if he was like in the orange jumpsuit and shit like that. But
oh yeah,
that's not gonna happen.
Where's Melania?
She is staying out of the way. She is protecting her 17-year-old son. Apparently, she's pissed off with all of this shit.
I mean, listen, let me tell you, I hated Trump, but I loved Melania. She just gave it. She hated that man, and she did not care to show it on camera.
No, she's part of the twat squad. Like, no way.
No. Yeah, she's welcome to our squad. She hated him. I love when she was smacking his hand away. I loved her, you know. But and what's up with his son?
Which
it's
one?
not good to talk about.
The little one.
The little one, yeah.
He's weird. I don't know.
He is.
He's weird looking to me.
Yeah.
He looks like one of those kids that, like, you know, likes to like shit on himself and then throw it at, you know, his classmates and shit. And, you know, like, like those, you ever had like some like dirty ass little fucking kid who just did rotten shit in school? He looks like one of those spoiled ass dirty kids. Likes to kill fucking frogs and shit for fun. Like,
he looks like he could be a serial killer.
Yeah, he looks, that's fucked up. We're fucked up here, but I don't give a shit. He looks fucking weird.
I mean, he looks like he could be a mass shooter.
I wouldn't trust him with my cats, man. Like, no way.
I would not want to sit anywhere where he's sitting. Because he's gonna open fire. I know that for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
I know he's 17, but who gives a shit? Donald Trump is his dad, so
I bet you that kid has threatened classmates and said, "My dad will kill you." He's one of those fucking kids. Yeah.
Or maybe he's down with the swirl and he's like, you know, like Tom Hanks' son. What was his name? Chet Hanks?
Chet or Ches, something like that.
You know, if there's ever a stain on Tom Hanks, it's fucking his son.
Why?
But Tom Hanks is like squeaky clean. Like, who doesn't love Tom Hanks, right? The son is kind of a dick, right? So, yeah.
He ain't squeaky clean, but
I love Chet.
Tom Hanks is fucking gold, bro. Like,
he's
stop it, Daym. Stop it.
I'm not saying he's not. I'm
just standard, man.
You're insinuating something
I'm
about
just saying,
Tom
no,
Hanks.
I'm just I was.
And you're talking about Woody, okay?
Yeah, like stop it. That's blasphemous. He played Mr. Rogers.
I did not oppose that statement. I was just thrown off by you saying his son was a stain.
Your internet is lagging now because of what you just said. Like,
okay,
Tom Hanks was one of the first celebrities, if not the first one, to get COVID and survive. That's how good Tom Hanks is.
Tom Hanks took a guy's phone. There was a guy at a bar and he passed out. And he took his phone and took a selfie with the guy. Guy woke up and he has a picture of him and Tom Hanks on his phone. Who does that? Tom Hanks.
Bro. I love Tom Hanks.
Yeah, you better check yourself, Daym.
But I also love his son. He's so out there.
because he came out of Tom Hanks' dick. That's why. Like Tom Hanks.
Wait, what is his like rapper name? Is it Wonder Bread? Was it something like that? White Chocolate. That was his rapper name. White Chocolate. Oh. Wonder Bread was Jamie Kennedy in that one movie.
You know what
what was the name of the movie?
You know, I don't remember, but you know what's funny is that the last few episodes we've been really on point.
Yeah,
like we've been real tight, and now we've totally gone off the rails in this episode. And Daym is doing that, sitting back in his chair, and just like I can see, like, Patricia, we are fucking this episode.
Reel it in. I just want to know what's the name of that movie with Wonder Bread, and then we can get back to Trump.
I don't know, but it's appropriate, right?
You know the movie that I'm talking about, right?
I don't.
Why did you even watch it?
Me?
Whose movie is it? Wonder Bread.
Jamie Kennedy.
You're not talking about Big, right?
No,
we're not talking about Tom Hanks.
Oh, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. What movie? Whose movie?
We're talking about Jamie Kennedy when he was that white rapper and his name was Wonder Bread. And Tom Hanks' son reminds me of that character.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
That's because it was a stupid ass movie.
It was a great movie.
Patricia, cut it out.
All right, we got to move on.
All right, come on.
Where the hell do we go from there?
We're done with the Trump conversation.
Yes.
Malibu's Most Wanted.
Yeah, that was it.
Is the name of the movie.
I would not waste my time with a title like that.
It was a great movie.
Patricia, I cannot believe that you watched that shit.
Yep.
She looks really enthused over it too.
I might watch it tonight.
Well, we're the three of us supposed to watch a movie together. If you guys are just liars. You guys lie to me about this shit.
You
got me hyped up like a month ago, and
I did not lie.
I'm just waiting, man. I'm waiting here patiently.
That's something I don't do.
All right, come on, let's go.
All right.
Ben Shapiro says trans people should be banned from owning guns.
Speaking of dicks. So let me give you the quote.
I have a question.
Or the lack of.
I have a question.
Yeah, he sounds like somebody cut his dick straight up, like liberals.
He sounds like a munchkin.
Dicks.
So
like
Damian,
like that metal grinder.
If it was Ben Shapiro with the $1 billion.
What?
Say no.
Would you
Damian.
take it? Would you take it for Ben Shapiro?
Just say no. Even if it's yes, please say no. It'll be
So
like, suck this conservative dick, Damian.
That you had too much bass in your voice.
Suck this conservative cock, Damian. And I'm circumcised. Damian's getting red, man.
He's literally changing colors. By the end of this episode, the hat is gonna be like down to here.
Oh. Anyway, I'm gonna read the quote so we can get back on track here. So
should I just intro it again so you don't have to do all the cutting?
No, I'm not doing much cutting on this part.
No, leave this in.
Oh yeah, this is perfect. Anyway, Ben Shapiro. The gun control narrative, this is quoting him, by the way. The gun control narrative is ridiculous in the sense that this person, and he's talking about the transgender person who shot up the school, is ridiculous in the sense that this person legally obtained the guns. I'm unaware what law would be passed. That's what it says here. Would be passed that would have prevented this person from obtaining the guns. I'm perfectly fine with banning people who suffer from gender dysphoria from purchasing weapons. That seems to me a pretty significant symptom of an underlying mental malaise that is going, that could theoretically be a problem in terms of owning firearms. But I don't think the left believes the same thing. So in other words, he's basically saying he's supporting the idea that, it's the Second Amendment here, guns and all of this shit that these people represent. Now the narrative is, hey, you know what? Maybe we should reconsider transgender people having guns, because the way he's framing it is that they have some sort of mental disorder, which would disqualify them from being able to obtain a firearm.
So what is the name of the mental disorder for being a white man?
Oh, I was going to say, he's saying it's gender dysphoria. So I would just say
Caucasian dysphoria. I mean, how many trans people have gone out there and shot people? And how many white men do this?
I think I could be wrong on this, but I thought there's been 3 who have identified as transgender that have done something to this effect. But
versus
mass shootings or just
thousands? Yeah,
I don't know of any in mass shootings.
But it's just silly for anyone to even say that, especially when you have such a hard stance on, gun ownership and the Second Amendment. For now, all of a sudden, we've had laws where they don't even restrict blind people. They're getting rid of they're supporting conceal and carry. They support AR-15s. They support all these ridiculous things. And now all of a sudden it's an attack on a group of people for what?
Why are we even insinuating that being trans is a mental disorder?
I'm not, but that's where they're going with it.
I mean, have we not learned from this? Have we not learned from this? Didn't they before used to say that being gay or being a lesbian was a mental disorder?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Here's the funny thing. So common sense, right? So if we're talking about common sense gun laws, what does everyone say? Well, there should be mental health checks, right? That's usually the easy, low-hanging fruit, right? If you want to get some Republicans on your side on this issue, you say things like, hey, we should have better mental health checks. So in a way, he's kind of saying that, but he's also kind of adding in this group.
Yeah.
To that.
What he's trying to do is cover up, because the reality is that this person does have a history of mental health issues, and she would not have been able to buy the guns legally had Trump not revoked the Obama era mental health check laws.
Right. As we discussed, I think last episode, right?
many episodes, I'm sure.
Yeah,
So,
but you can't
And she
lump
what about
in.
like 7, right? One like back to back.
say again.
And she bought like 7, wasn't it 7 weapons back to back?
I don't know in the frequency that she bought them, but yeah, she did have.
Yeah, they were like they were saying that it was like one right after the other.
You could argue the fact that anyone who commits a mass shooting is probably having some sort of mental issues, whether it's right there at the moment or long term. Something is off if your solution to whatever problems you're having in your life is to murder a group of people, especially when we're talking about kids, right? Something's got to be off there. So the idea that he wants to lump that shit together somehow, but that's what they do, right? It's easy shit to throw out there, and people who aren't really paying attention, they hear those little things and they all of a sudden become for it, and that's what he's doing because his base is stupid, but it's powerful. It works. It starts a narrative that we really don't need to have.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I can't visualize 20 years from now, America 20 years from now, because this is just getting worse and worse and worse. And it doesn't seem, to me, it's like once Columbine happened and all those people died, all those kids died, to me, there's no that's like the lowest of the low. So if that did not do it then, what will do it now? I don't think anything will.
Right. Even after Sandy Hook, right? Like you would think every time, and especially after Las Vegas, right? That was the largest one ever. You got Pulse nightclub. You have all of these incidents that's happened. Virginia Tech, like it doesn't stop. And they don't do anything about it. They don't want to do anything about it. And Democrats are weak and Republicans are mostly all paid off by the gun lobby. And that's what it is. But anyway.
A lot of money moving around. And that's what it comes down to.
Yep. And that's mostly what it comes down to, for sure.
I mean, it's just incredible to me what they really focus on. They're really going hard for these trans, book bans, Black history bans, like all these pointless bans. But the one thing that keeps coming up and actually killing our kids and killing teachers and killing, everyone is the one that they refuse to acknowledge. And I make a lot of comments on social media in international pages, and people just don't, they're just like, we don't understand how Americans think. Like, we just don't understand how Americans think. And then you hear Americans making comments, and it's like, no, it's our right. It's all right. Second Amendment. Like, how brainwashed is this country?
It's funny. I saw some quote. I can't remember who it was, and I can't remember the exact quote, but it goes something to the effect of, basically in Florida, we are, banning books that teachers teach because we don't feel confident in what the teachers are doing, but yet we're confident enough to want to see teachers be armed with guns to protect our kids. Like, it's total absurdity, right? We were just talking last week about sex education. I don't want my kids learning anything on sex, but you want your, from teachers, but you want your teachers to have guns? Like,
I definitely don't want my kid's teacher to have a gun, because it's bananas. It's crazy. I saw on social media how in Texas, I think it was, they're building like a panic room inside the bed, inside the classroom, right?
How crazy is that?
And I'm like, this is 2023 America, which, by the way, that was such a dumb idea. Why are you building a panic room or like something that you can just take out? Why don't you just put something in front of a door? Or why don't you make the door bulletproof or something like that? Why do we even have to think about that? It's just insane. The ideas that they come with, let's have all of our, what is it that they love saying? All of our ex-veterans in the school.
That's another.
Why are we arming our schools?
Yeah.
Why don't we just have the schools in the bases? Military.
Yeah, I mean, just their ideas, and you know what? They're not serious about any of it. Most of the stuff they're not serious about. It's just they're throwing shit out there because they're doing everything they can to protect the gun lobby and NRA, and so they're not at all interested in solutions, and it's pretty sad because they'll go after minorities, they'll go after LGBTQ, they'll go after any group that they can to protect their Second Amendment.
I mean, the Republicans are just the party of the retarded. And I know that's like a politically incorrect word to say, but it is what it is.
Yeah, they're bad people. They're dicks.
Like the more and more I see what's happening, the more and more I lean towards what you say, Julian. It's like, give me a Republican that is making common sense right now.
I can't get past it because even if you gave me one, even if you gave me five, that's the minority. That's the minority. So, like, obviously there's going to be a one-off to everything, but it's the minority. The majority of them are just despicable at every turn.
Let me ask you this. If by some miracle we were able to remove money and lobbying from politics, do you think the party changes?
Some of it, not all of it.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think much would change.
I think a lot changes for sure. I think a lot changes. But I think there's some ideologies that are still pretty backwards.
I mean, of course. I mean, just different, but I think that.
But a lot changes,
right?
I think, yeah, for sure.
I don't think that's gonna happen.
No, but I mean,
I think Trump will go to jail for 5 years before something like that happens.
I think there's a good chance that at some point they're going to start trying to get more money out of politics. I really do think that at some point, maybe not for a long, long time, but I don't think this is sustainable.
I think they're gonna sustain it as long as they can because it's their pockets.
Of course, but at some point, you know how that shit works, right? Like anything that's ever corrupt eventually gets exposed. Eventually, you can't get away with it forever.
It's been hundreds of years, bro. I don't know.
Yeah,
they're the ones monitoring themselves.
You're right.
Yeah.
I mean,
we'll see.
For us to have over 100 mass shootings by the first day of the 4th month of this year, the next country has 21, and then after that 8. Like, it's clear evidence.
But they want to say, oh, mental health. Well, first of all, they want to cry mental health, but then they take everything away from mental health. But are we the only country in the world that has mental health problems?
No.
It doesn't even make sense. It doesn't even make sense. Why can't they just accept? I mean, they know it's the guns, but I guess money talks more than lives, I guess.
Well, here in Florida, the resolution is to then put more guns in the streets.
Well, when someone takes their crazy ass and they go shoot up a bunch of Republicans in Congress one day or something like that, they're going to have to rethink shit. I've been saying that for years. Like, they think that they're immune to these kind of attacks because they support guns, and they're not. There's crazy people at all corners of this world and in this country. And the more lax we become with guns, anyone could be a victim at any time. Let's see what happens when it comes after them or their children.
I mean, look what happened January 6th.
Yeah. Well, but that's a little bit different.
It didn't faze them at all.
But none of their people died. But if Mike Pence would have got, like if they would have hung his ass like they were talking about, I think we'd have a different conversation now. I really do.
I don't know. I don't think so. Maybe if he got shot.
if they dragged him out of there and hung him like some of them were screaming on TV and everything, Mike Pence's ass fucking hung because of Donald Trump. You don't think nothing would have, you think everything would be the same now?
And in terms of the gun laws?
No. I'm just saying, she brought up the point about January 6th, like, hey, you know, nothing really changed even after that, right? So I'm saying, like, it would have changed if somebody would have died, right?
Yeah, I got you.
Like one of their people or whatever. No, I don't think it would have changed the gun thing, but if a bunch of people on January 6th would have sprayed up the place, some shit would have changed. I can guarantee it.
Yeah, they would have changed something like more security around that building, but I don't know about any laws.
All right. So how about you take a school shooting and it's a school that has some prominent Republican people and it's their kids in there. Even if the kids aren't a victim, but they survived.
I just don't think
they would all donate to turn that school into a fortress.
Yeah, probably. I don't think they would care to that point.
Look, it's human nature. I'll give you an example, like Toni Braxton, right? Her, and I know this is totally off subject, and I know, Daym, you don't like my analogies, but Toni Braxton, I remember seeing an interview with her. Now, I think her child is like autistic or whatever.
I think so.
Prior to that, I remember an interview, she was saying that she didn't know a damn thing about it. It was not on her radar. She really didn't.
About autism?
Yeah. Okay. But when she had a child and a kid, then she's an activist now. She's totally invested in it. And I think when stuff like that hits people personally, it's like Republicans who were so against gay people, but so many of them now have flipped on that. Why? Because their children are gay, their grandchildren are gay. And I think the same thing with marijuana. So I do think if you are a victim of something, I think it tends to open people's eyes. And I hate to say it because I wouldn't want anything bad to happen to any of these people. Like, I'd rather just the light click. But if something does happen, I think certain people will.
But do you know how many of their kids would have to die? Because if like one Republican congressman's kid dies, that's just one.
It takes it, but it would take them having, if that Republican flipped, it would take all of them to sit there in front of him or her and say, yeah, we don't give a shit.
And they would.
Some of them will. Some of them
like,
will, but not all of them.
To me, the thing is that to me, if you are a person and you're seeing all these kids, right? Columbine, Sandy Hook, if you see that and you don't care, I don't think that you're going to care about your friend's kid either.
I don't agree with you on that because some things hit closer to home than others. We hear about tragedies all the time in the news and when we go about our day. But if we hear about a tragedy and it's someone that we know, even hardly know, but you've met, it hits different.
Yeah.
It hits different is all I'm saying. I'm
not saying that
I'm not saying it's going to change the world, but I
but
agree with you.
You're seeing it from your point of view because you right now, if you were to see a tragedy happening to people that that you don't even know and they're dying, you would feel a certain way. You would want to change that, right? But they are not even wanting to change that. So you're seeing it from your point of view. You're not seeing it from their point of view. So to me, it's like, even if their colleagues' kids are, dead, they're going to be like, oh, I'm so sorry. It's thoughts and prayers, but we cannot change this law because the guns are not the problem.
It's America, right? You know what? You're normally I'm the one that's not filled with any hope, but I would hope that, God forbid, if something like that happened, it would change some minds. I definitely know it wouldn't change the majority, but I don't know. I think sometimes there are wake-up moments in the world, right? Sometimes things happen and people have to rethink what they do and what they say and how they feel. An epiphany, so to speak. But I don't know. But anyway, moving on.
Yeah.
Unless you had anything else to add, Damian.
No, I was just thinking, I think the Second Amendment should be amended.
That's what an amendment is, right?
I mean, it doesn't, in today's society, it doesn't even make sense anymore. It was appropriate in its time, but today
And how did it get so twisted?
What do you mean?
It's just so twisted now, like the way they talk about it.
Their interpretation of it.
It's like some American, it's not even a privilege or like considered like, it's not even really for protection anymore. It's just the way people talk about it. It's like, this is my God-given right. This is my God-given right to be able to, kill and threaten to kill. And, just some people, the way they take it, right? It's almost like they worship it. It's like you see people like you're a gun owner, but I'm sure days go by and you're not thinking about your fucking gun. But some of these people have fucking posters and, they got 20 fucking guns and they're always carrying it everywhere they go. Everything they do, it's just about their guns. And it's sick. It's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
they
definitely
have an infatuation. It's not even they don't even have it for protection. It's just an infatuation, and they're eager to use it and they want to show it off. And it's it's not what the Second Amendment is all about.
Tattoos with flags with guns on them, and it's just like, what is that really how you fucking live? Like, yeah.
I would even bet that most of these Second Amendment enthusiasts, I don't want to say most, but a lot of them probably don't even own guns. It's just the principle. But it doesn't. There was a time like in the Civil War era where militias, were a necessary thing. But today there is no militia that is going to stand a chance against
a military.
Our military.
Right.
So it just doesn't even make sense today anymore.
And it's not like local governments are coming and overtaking people's farms and shit today. Like,
what is it that they're scared about? At this point, what is it that you're scared about?
Change.
Black people.
I know that's
probably that too. Yeah, and then they get so hung up on, the right to bear arms shall not be infringed. That doesn't mean all arms should be accessible. It just means you should have access to some, or arms, period. But
that doesn't include an AR-15.
Right,
it shouldn't. But in their mind, yeah,
which is the weapon, of choice to do this.
Right. Those weapons are only useful in a military setting or for mass shooting. That's not really for home protection.
So what do you do? Because there's plenty of it in the street. So what do you do? Like, what if they pass a law saying they're banned? What happens?
It used to be.
Yeah,
Republicans lifted that ban.
Yeah.
And since then, the
mass shootings
have quadrupled.
They would have to obviously do a buyback program, and it would be really messy. Not impossible, but it would be really messy.
Yeah.
But I think anyone who's registered probably would.
I think you make it illegal. You make the punishment being found in possession of, make the punishment severe, which will, and then have a buyback, which should entice people to sell it because you don't want to get caught with it.
And destroy them shits and leave that for the military. Leave that for, war. I mean, those are weapons of war. Would you not agree?
Those versions, not quite, but I understand what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying. Yeah. I'm sure they're better fucking weapons than other. I'm just saying, like, initially when those things were created, they were created to kill multiple people.
Yes.
In a
rapid
fashion.
Fire.
Rapid. Yeah. So anyway, what we got next?
Shit, I don't know.
We're almost done, right?
Yeah. China brokered a peace treaty between Iran and Saudi Arabia. And you might be thinking, so fucking what?
I was.
Well, just on in terms of lives, right? So Iran and Saudi Arabia have been attacking each other for decades. Over 300,000 lives have been lost in amongst these years of attacks. So that alone, makes it a pretty big deal. But now Iran and Saudi Arabia are applying to join an organization called BRICS, BRICS. And what that stands for is Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, which are countries that produce quite a bit of oil. You throw Iran and Saudi Arabia in that mix, those countries alone, the ones that I just mentioned, represent 40% of the world's population and 26% of the global economy, which is huge. You throw Iran and Saudi Arabia in that, and they can cut off pretty much anybody they want. And they're purchasing in their trades with China, they're purchasing it using the Chinese currency as opposed to the US dollar. And apparently France and some other countries are now doing the same thing. And that can have a pretty substantial impact on the value of the dollar, which is going to have an impact on us. So people are saying now's your time. The dollar is going to crumble. This is the time to buy Bitcoin and all of that shit. This is definitely something to keep your eye on, because they're not part of OPEC, but they're a pretty substantial force amongst themselves. And they could have, you just think of being a part of a group that has China and Russia in it. Like, they can control a lot, and they can impact a lot. Just look at what happened to our gas prices when, Russia invaded Ukraine, and other countries just felt it wasn't right to purchase oil from Russia. That's just one country. Now imagine,
and not just the oil, but also the wheat for a lot of other countries, because of Russia went into war. There were like a food shortage because of it.
Look, I'm not an expert in any of this, and I'm not going to pretend to be, but I'm not that alarmed by this,
because you're not that informed in it.
No, it's not even that. It's just when you think of when I think about like a global economy, right? For starters, we're too dependent on oil. It's something that we should be moving away from anyway.
Yeah.
One, so we all know that. Two, I do feel like this is probably an added competition, so to speak, in the global markets or whatever. And I think, there's gonna be it's gonna affect us for sure. But I do think that we figure it out in the long run. Maybe not in the short term. It might be difficult or whatever, but I don't know. I just feel like this is the sort of thing that happens all the time in the world. Not this particular thing, but I don't know. I'm not that alarmed by it.
Well, in some respects,
and we have our own reserves that we don't tap into either. Not that we should, but it's just, I don't know.
Yeah. In terms of oil, I don't think that it will have an impact, but I don't think that's the biggest impact. It's they can have trade agreements. Like I said, they represent 40% of the world's population. Just those few countries, and then you're adding in two more fairly large populated countries.
Are we not still the biggest consumers in the world? We are. They're cutting themselves out of our money, like what we buy.
I don't know if
those countries depend heavily on United States money, just like we depend heavily on China.
They don't have to.
I don't know.
Because the US dollar has been the center of everything.
Yeah.
So when that changes, they go where the money goes. China is the largest populated country there is.
But they're not the richest.
I don't know.
So I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not an expert at this. I don't know really. It's not really making like big headline news. Like, Not yet, at least. But it might. Once we start seeing we're a society that reacts instead of proactively looking at stuff. So, once gas prices start going crazy or something happens, then people are gonna want to blame
Be
someone.
like,
Right.
I remember that podcast episode.
Oh yeah, they're gonna be like, "Hey, I knew about that from Clearly Distorted."
Right.
Yeah, of course. And Julian don't know what the fuck he's talking about because we're in shambles now. But I'm not that concerned with it. But it's something to keep an eye on.
Yeah, this is could be a big deal.
Yeah, maybe Sarah Palin will make a comeback and say "Drill, baby, drill."
Music and movie recommendations. I got some fire for you this week, bro. Some heat. Royce the 5'9" dropped the LP called The Heavens Experience. Mostly produced by DJ Payne 1, but it's got some tracks on there by the Justice League and the Runners, so that kind of sound. Super introspective, heavy bars, which is all you ever gonna get from Royce the 5'9".
He's dope. I want to see him link up with Premier again.
Yeah. They do. I'm sure they got one coming. I think they've done 2 already.
The fucking Boom shit. It's classic.
Royce the 5'9" is far superior. DJ Drama dropped the album. It's called I'm Really Like That. One of the greatest rollouts I've ever seen. I don't know if you got a chance to check it out, but I sent it to you. He's recreating like 4 of like the
Juice
epic scenes from Juice.
Mm-hmm.
I loved it, man. And his album is star-studded. Tyler the Creator, A Boogie with the Hoodie, Nipsey Hussle, Roddy Ricch, Lil Uzi, Rick Ross, Westside Gun, Benny the Butcher, Wiz Khalifa, T.I., Simba, Jack Harlow, Fabulous, Offset, Boosie, Sci-Hi the Prince. I mean, I think I had one skip on the whole album. So I loved it. It's really like that. And then Tyler the Creator also dropped his album called Homie If You Get Lost, which I haven't had a chance to check out yet. That was so deep.
My daughter is a big Tyler the Creator fan. She's always, playing the music and stuff. And I'm not a big fan, but I
he can rap, man.
He could rhyme. He could rhyme. Yeah, I heard some of his earlier shit, and it's a different than what he kind of does now. But yeah, he's all right for me.
I'm not. I wouldn't say a fan of his, but he's one of those. I respect his pen. He can rap.
Yeah, my daughter's definitely a big fan.
She would probably. He does the intro to DJ Drama's album,
Mm-hmm.
and it was pretty dope. So tell her check it out.
I'm sure she already has. If not, she'll probably it'll be on her radar for sure.
And then we got the Wu-Tang song of the week. It's gonna be "Bring the Pain" off of Method Man to Cal album.
That song brings back so many memories, man. Like that was like everyone wanted to be fucking grimy back then, and homie on the bus, and when that bass line kicks in on the song, that and then the sample kicks in is just amazing.
That video was epic.
I came to bring the pain. That shit is dope, man.
Yeah. Good times. 1994.
Doesn't seem that long ago.
Doesn't seem that long
time ago. I gotta say, every time I see Method Man on TV now, I have this. I think I've said this before. I have like this incredible sense of pride seeing that guy.
Oh man, yeah.
Like how far he's come.
Yeah,
his body is.
Oh, Patricia.
Yeah. What? He's come a long way.
Yes.
With his physique.
Yes, I appreciate it.
I really like seeing his success.
Yeah.
It's
I thought you were gonna say his 6-pack.
Julian really enjoys that 6-pack.
Sorry, go ahead.
Maybe for $1 billion, but anyway. Really love to see any of the Wu members. They meant a lot to me as far as music and the culture. So shout out to Method
Man,
Man.
the Wu-Tang meant everything to me.
Yeah.
Everything. Put Staten Island on the map. So
About the only thing.
that people know of. I mean, there's
I'm just kidding.
other people from Staten Island, but anyway.
Even I enjoyed a couple of the songs of Wu-Tang.
Oh,
I'm not really because I'm not really a what is it called? Like
into rap.
Hip hop rap, stuff like that. I mean, I remember Bone Thugs and Harmony. I like those. Why, you didn't like them?
It's the rugged stuggish bone. All right. I'm an East Coast guy, New York guy, so that wasn't like pumping on my radio too much. But
I'm just saying, we're talking about literally the greatest group that ever existed.
It's kind of hard to compare, anyone else to them. But I got some recommendations. Is that all you have for music?
Yeah, man.
All right, so my two recommendations. First one is, speaking of music, is a movie called Whiplash. You guys ever heard of it?
No.
It's a 2014 film. J.K. Simmons. Basically, he plays this like, how can I put this? I don't want to. He's like J.K. Simmons won an award for this. He won Best Supporting Actor. He's a total fucking dick in the film. If you like music, if you like jazz, if you like drums, even if you don't, you got to watch this film. It's so good. One of my favorite films in the last few years, and J.K. Simmons just kills it. And yeah, I really thought it was a great film. The next movie is a film called Nightcrawler. You guys ever heard of that?
Yes.
That sounds familiar. That sounds familiar?
So it stars Jake Gyllenhaal, however you pronounce his name or whatever it is.
Gyllenhaal.
And he basically plays this amateur like reporter, and basically he follows the like if it bleeds it leads sort of thing, but he takes that to like the extreme. Excellent film. Love the way it's shot, love the story, love the creep factor of it. Very realistic as far as like when you see, like, I think it's in Los Angeles, like the city and everything and the way they shoot everything. It's just a really good movie, and it says a lot about society and a lot about how the news kind of operates. So excellent film. So we got Whiplash and Nightcrawler, two films in the mid 2020s. So check them out.
I like Jake Gyllenhaal. I like his acting and his movies. They're usually good.
Yeah, he's a real weirdo in this film, but it's good.
Not a weirdo.
He's out there in this movie, but he's
a really good actor.
Yeah, he's a really good actor. He's out there in a way where it's not like, it's subtle, but it's unsettling. And I'll leave it there. Two excellent films. Check them out.
I went back and started watching Narcos again, just because of what's the show we were watching? The Last of Us. Same guy.
Like what is this? Joel, right?
Joel is his
character name
from Narcos.
I've never seen him. I've never seen him anywhere, and I really like his character, but I really like his presence on social media. I really enjoy his interviews.
So I saw him in Wonder Woman 1984, and I thought it was one of the worst films I had ever seen, and his acting was horrific in that film. Everybody was just like, I felt like I watched it and I was just like, what the fuck was this shit? Like, this was a total like shit bomb. So when they announced him being casted as Joel, I was like, what the hell is going on here? This is terrible.
1984 was a long time ago, bro.
Yeah.
No. The movie is called Wonder Woman 1984. It didn't take place in 1984. This happened in 20.
Oh, wait, hold on. You're talking about the
2021, something like that.
Talking about the last Wonder Woman.
Yeah, he was the villain in that. The last Wonder Woman.
Was he?
Yes, he was.
I saw that movie. Actually,
saw
I
that
saw that
movie
Wonder
too.
Woman. First of all, I hated that movie so much that
You,
to the
you,
point that I don't even know who the bad guy was. I didn't even know it was him.
yeah, it was 2020. You guys saw the movie and thought that I was talking about Wonder Woman in 1984.
1984. I'm
Yeah.
like, I was 4 years old. What? How old? Like, actually, when you said it, I'm like, wait, I was 4 years old. How old is this guy?
I
That's
was
how I was
thinking
doing
like,
it.
damn, the
He looks
guy
pretty
couldn't have
good for
got
his
better
age,
in the
right?
last 30 years.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
that was
not
a horrible movie. What
horrible
was her
movie.
name? Whatever her
What
name was.
who plays
Wonder
Wonder
Woman.
Woman,
Wait,
Godot or something like that?
just so
Yeah,
I'm just so I'm for sure, because I don't
Gal
watch
Gadot.
it. This was the Wonder Woman movie. Was that they had like kind of like an Olympic competition amongst all the women.
Huh?
They swung from like rings and they ran this trail.
I think you're talking about you're not talking.
It's definitely Wonder
That's like
Woman.
yeah. It shows yeah. It's in Wonder Woman. I think that might have been in the beginning. I lose track of which one that is, but I know what you're talking about.
Well, I went to see
This is
the
the one
Wonder
where
Woman.
they went back in time.
The last Wonder Woman. Well, I used to watch the Wonder Woman show, but that one Wonder Woman movie that I saw that I was kind of excited to see, because I really think the girl is very pretty,
She's
but
beautiful. Yeah.
it was horrendous. Horrendous. It was horrible.
Yeah. So
Well, he wasn't
when,
so bad at Narcos. His character is kind of the same personality, if you will, as Joel.
well, the thing with Joel, me being familiar with the game, he has a very I don't know, the way they designed him in the game and the voice actor and everything, just a very familiar type of feel. The character, somebody you feel like you could relate to, and kind of like a warmer personality, but even in his cold moments, like there was something there, and I didn't feel like Pascal embodied that, but judging from all the reviews, he's nailing it. So can't judge everyone. Everyone's entitled to a bad film,
Yeah.
so you can't
Yeah.
can't judge it.
No,
So yeah.
there's zero complaints I have about this show, other
And
than
then the Ellie character, she's actually was in Game of Thrones, and she was in a smaller role in Game of Thrones, but she was
Oh,
impactful
was
in
she?
every scene. Yeah, yeah, she was in. I think she came in like the last like 2 seasons. Yeah.
Oh, wait, she does. Wait, hold on. You're right.
Yeah.
Julian said, "Duh, of course I'm right."
Just like no, because the little girl does look familiar, but he did not look familiar. Like I thought he was brand spanking new actor. I've never seen him anywhere. So
No, he was in the hit Narcos, and he was.
I started watching that show, but I didn't get past like the 3rd episode.
Oh, Narcos is good, based on a true story. He was a DEA agent, but yeah, no. So I recognized him right away. But anyway, I went back just because I went back and watched Narcos just based off of that, because I couldn't get any more of The Last of Us. Speaking of The Last of Us, Patricia,
Yes,
you got caught up with episodes 7, 8, and 9
finally.
So he gets stabbed. What did you
What?
think?
So, yeah, tell me.
What did you think was gonna happen from that? Did you think he was dead and he was gonna?
Well, I didn't think he was gonna die. Because then that would have been the end of me watching the show.
I thought I think I had 2 possible scenarios. I thought possibly he could have died, and then the brother, expecting them to return in a certain amount of time, would have came and found Ellie, or maybe she made her way back to the camp.
He can't die.
Well, he didn't die, obviously.
No, I know, but when the show finished, I didn't think he was gonna die. I was thinking, how is she gonna save him?
Yeah.
I was thinking that. I didn't think that she was gonna be able to do it alone. So that was a nice spin to it, but I didn't think he was gonna die. I did enjoy the episode of her and her friend, like the
That was
backstory of her life.
that was the next episode.
That was the following episode of
Yeah.
how she got bit, and all of that stuff. I liked that episode. It was cute, I think, just to see the backstory of a little bit of her.
It gave her
So-
character a little more strength. She wasn't the
Yes.
weak, timid little girl anymore, just
Yes.
hanging on.
Yes.
She could hold her own.
Which makes sense for her being able to pull him through that.
Right.
Yeah.
So, do you guys know if the next season of The Last of Us is going to be based off of Last of Us 2, or is that still the game, or is it going to still be Last of Us 1?
I have no idea.
You have no idea.
Yeah. How this correlates with the game, I have no idea.
I have no idea.
Okay,
Yeah,
well,
me neither.
so far it's very close from everything that I'm hearing. I know there's some small differences, but for the most part, they've remained faithful. So, which brings me to my question to you, Patricia. Are you serious if you said it was Joel who died, right? That you're done with the show?
Yes. What the
How about Ellie?
frick are you saying? I would. Yes, I hate when main characters die.
Oh,
Listen,
All right.
listen. Unless, for example, I might be in the minority here, but I'm too invested already. The only show that I have followed through and it hasn't finished has been Grey's Anatomy, and I'll stop watching it and then I'll binge because they drive me crazy. But I started watching it, when it first started, and they've had main characters die, and I haven't stopped watching it because they've introduced characters into the show that you kind of get attached to. So when one dies, because even in Grey's Anatomy, it was Meredith and Derek, right? And Derek ended up dying like a couple of seasons back, and I was like, what the hell, I'm not gonna watch. But then I'm like, oh, but I want to watch because of these characters. So with this show, if she were to die tomorrow, I'm not watching. Forget it. I'm not interested. If him and her, but if they introduce other characters that become kind of like main characters, then maybe. But right off the bat, no way. But now you're like messing it up for me.
I'm not messing it up. I'm asking you, would either one of you want to know what happened in the game to compare it, or you'd rather just go into the show raw totally?
The show raw. Yeah. I would be interested in the game after to see how it lined up.
When Game of Thrones was prominent, there was a meme, and I've even shared it because I felt that way. And it was a picture of Tyrion, Peter Dinklage, and it said, if he dies, I stop watching. And that shit kind of went. And I think it influenced them not to kill off the character. I really believe that. Because, and spoiler if anybody got into Game of Thrones, but amazing show, obviously. But yeah, just throwing that out there.
I watched Game of Thrones up until the very last episode, and I think I watched 15 minutes into the episode, and then I got sidetracked with doing something, and then I never watched the entire last episode. But it was a really good show. The first couple of, I don't know if it was the first couple of episodes or the first couple of seasons, I wasn't all down with all that incest that was happening. I mean,
that's the very first episode. You get that in that show.
Was it? And I'm like,
it was Jamie,
the brother,
and his
the
sister,
Jamie and his sister. I was like, I don't know about this.
Game of Thrones, like The Sopranos, early on, there's so many new characters that they kind of throw at you that it gets a little hard to keep track of. But once you kind of get familiar with them, like, as you know, with Game of Thrones, like, it's kind of hard to stop watching. Like,
listen, I almost had a heart attack when the dad of Game of Thrones, the king or whatever,
first season, I
was like, what am I supposed to do now? Like, am I gonna watch the show? Am I not gonna watch the show? But I'm already invested. I mean, it's okay like that because there's, like you said, there were so many other characters. But this show is mainly 2 characters. So if you get rid of them now,
that I get what you're saying, but I was just asking. That's how these shows are nowadays, and
I could definitely see where the brother. I could definitely see where the brother and the wife continue on as main characters.
The brother and the wife. Oh, his brother and
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure they'll have a comeback.
Well, all I would say is not to spoil anything, but people die in this kind of show. So, you know.
I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
the yeah, of course.
A lot of people have
And
died so far, so
I was I'm glad that this season before it ended, it let us know how she's become immune to the virus.
Mm-hmm.
So
well, but did it? Because that kind of caused a confusion because we were always led to think that I see what you're saying, from her mom.
yeah, I thought that it was because she was bitten, and but
She's immune.
Ellie was still in her belly.
Yeah.
She's immune.
You know, so that's how I thought that she got the immunity through the pregnancy. So
Yeah.
that's an answer right there. Let everybody get pregnant and bitten.
Did they reveal anything else about her being immune? Like what that could mean?
Yeah. That's kind of how
that's why
the
she's
whole
getting
premise of him getting her to the Fireflies was so that they could like take her blood.
that means that she would
And
have
find
to
a cure.
die.
Right.
But she would have to die, and that's when he stepped in.
So that happened in like the last episode was
the last couple of seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He
it's just
links
like the game.
He links back up with the chick that sent him on the mission. And yeah, then she tells him, yeah, but you know, the only way to do it is, you know,
getting something from her brain, and basically she has to die.
See, this is what I'm actually liking about this conversation. It's because, and again, I'm a gamer, right? So the story in the video game world, we don't see these risks like as much on TV and movies, like, you know, fresh new stories and perspectives. So being that the game was so popular and so big and so loved, to actually see people experiencing this story and a different perspective on like post-apocalyptic world or whatever, I love it. I love that normally, because you're not gamers, you would never know or experience it. Even if I told you, it wouldn't mean shit to you. But now,
so now my question to you is, does The Last of Us Part 2 of the game, does it carry on from Part 1, or is it totally different?
There's a time gap from the events of Part 1 to Part 2. Not a huge time gap, but there is a time gap.
But it's the same characters continue on?
I would spoil it if I told you yes or no. So I'll just say there's a time lapse, and then, well, is season 1 finished? Did you guys finish watching it?
Yeah.
All right. So it seems like Joel is about to go in there with the Fireflies and with Ellie, right? So that hasn't happened. So there's a gap.
No, that happened already.
That's how it ended. Like,
and what did he do?
He
killed everyone.
He killed everybody and rescued her. And
right, because he couldn't bear the thought of
losing another daughter, pretty much.
Right. Yes. So there's a gap, and I'm gonna tell you what's cool as fuck, right? So when they released the trailer for The Last of Us 2, like, it was at a big show that we had that they actually don't have anymore, or might not have anymore, a show called E3, and they had a big presentation, Sony, and they start off with Ellie. All you see, she's in like this like shitty ass room, and there's like a window with a light, and you can see like the light particles, and she's playing a guitar. So I kind of spoiled a little bit because, you know, Ellie is alive. Obviously, she's not going to be dead. But
I mean, we know she cannot die.
That fucking hyped everyone up just to see her there. A little bit older, a little bit. And the thing is, she's not just playing a guitar. She's playing the guitar and she's fucked up. She's got scratches and bruises, and you know she just had some tussle, and that's all they gave us.
Wait, now that the season is over, there's one thing that I never kind of understood, and I don't know if they ever talked about it, or if was it even important in the story. What was the thing with the songs? What was the thing with the era song? Remember, she told Joel, I figured it out, like 1980s means this, or 1970s means that. No,
I'm not sure. Yeah, okay. I'm not sure. But anyway, yeah. And they reveal things about Ellie in the second one that I don't think they kind of hinted in the first one. So
how many seasons are in the game?
There's only two games.
Okay.
Yeah,
Hmm.
a lot happens.
It does a lot
Part two.
like so the first game ends like the first season ended, or there's more to the first game that you do in the season like they can do in a second season.
That's your first season seems to explain entirely part one. So I would imagine that. Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
So we're
So
only
when
gonna
they
get
start,
2 seasons.
that's what I was just gonna get at.
I would imagine with the gap between season 1 and 2, by the time 2 comes out, there'll be a part 3 if if they even keep going. So it might end on season 2.
I hate that. One of my favorite shows just ended, Your Honor. It was only supposed to be what do they call it?
Never even heard of it.
Oh my God. Watch it. It's on Showtime.
I will spoil one thing for
Oh.
you guys.
Don't spoil anything.
No, it's not about the story, but there were some people frustrated with where the story went in Last of Us 2. Some of the fans weren't happy.
Last of Us, the Last of Us too. I see.
But anyway,
yeah, but it was a good season. It was short. It was kind of sad that it was so short.
I hate
And I'm even more pissed that I have to wait a long time for the next season to come. So
yeah, it's not going to be till the end of 2024, possibly the very beginning of 2025.
are you serious? I didn't even know it was too I didn't even know I might as well just go play the game.
you should. You'll love it. It's amazing.
Yeah, so we're looking at over a year.
Well, I guess we won't be talking about this for a while, but yeah, unless Patricia or you pick up the game. But anyway,
I'll move on to another show.
It'll be episode 100. This Is Us is back.
Yeah. So guys, we have one more thing to clean up and take care of here, and that is the quote of the Daym.
We got some goodbyes. I thought
I always do this shit.
Yeah.
Always, yeah. Let's get to the goodbyes.
Well, we had the tragedy in Tennessee in the school, so I just thought it'd be fitting to mention the 6 people, the students: Evelyn Dykos, Haley Scruggs, and William Kinney were the 3 children. Catherine Kuntz was 60. She was the head of the school. Mike Hill, 61, was a custodian. And Cynthia Peak, 61, was a substitute teacher. The 6 that died in the school shooting.
Senseless.
Totally.
Totally.
Well, with that, Daym.
That brought me down.
Yeah. Quote of the Daym. What you got for us today? What you got for us this week? I know sometimes I'm an ass when it comes to it. No, sometimes I like them, but
I think there's been one episode.
I'm curious to see what Daym got this week.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but bravery is not the absence of fear. Bravery is feeling fear and moving forward anyway. Hope that doesn't go over your head.
That was shittier than last week's. I'm kidding. April Fool's, guys. It was really good.
Today.
Today's April Fool's. I didn't even know, man. I went the whole show without taking advantage of that.
No, actually, that was a really good quote. Good one.
It was, yeah. It was good. Well,
episode 23 in the books.
23?
That was 24.
24. I'm sorry.
24. Yeah.
Episode 24.
Episode 24. Wow.
We're one away from half of 50.
Yeah. Well, awesome show, guys. I know this.
I think for our 100th show, we should all do it in the same room.
Well, make that happen.
No,
yeah.
Maybe you'll be here by then.
I think so.
That's a while from now.
Yeah.
Episode 100. It's gonna be a while from
75 weeks from now.
now. Yeah. A little bit more than that too, because I'm sure.
So
it'll
maybe
take
we
some
should do
time.
50th.
Yeah, maybe one of
think
these
of something.
episodes we'll get to do that. That should be a whole lot of fun.
That would be a lot of fun.
Yeah, we could. I don't know, squeeze Damian's cheeks and
Oh man.
Take his bucket hat off and throw it in.
Keep your hands to yourself.
Oh, here's this guy, Mr. Tough Guy.
I've
dealt with fucking tough guys.
I just said keep your hands to yourself. That's all I said.
Oh, we're friends, man. You
Okay.
chill.
I don't like being touched.
Chill, bro. We're friends, man. This guy, man, he's too aggressive, bro. Look at that fucked up brain, like.
How is that aggressive? I just said, keep your hands. This is what we tell our kids. Keep your hands to yourself.
Oh, relax. I was just messing with you, man. Like, fine, I won't fucking touch you, bro.
I like that.
All right.
I like that.
Weird, man. Weird.
I have no problem with being weird, man, at all.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say you don't have any problem with being touched.
No, I don't like to be touched.
My son is like that. My son, he doesn't like anybody touching him.
I'm not gonna say anybody. Like, certainly my wife can touch me all she wants, but yeah, I don't like just when people put their hands on your shoulders or they. I don't like that.
I'm very touchy-feely.
I am too.
What bothers me, this happens all the time. People seem like they think like they can get comfortable enough for me to touch my fucking bald head. It happens like all the time. And I'm just like, what made you think? I'm talking like people that I met and after like a half hour, they just want to touch me. It's the weirdest thing.
That's kind of like people touching pregnant women's bellies. They just kind of like gravitate to that. Like,
yeah, I'm like, touch my fucking balls, bitch. Like, that's how I feel like, saying or whatever. But anyway.
Is that why you're wearing a hat all the time now?
Oh no, it's just real snug when I'm doing a podcast. It gets a little cold in here. So yeah.
No, I don't care if people touch. Like, I'm very touchy-feely.
It matters. It just matters on how, like, it's this weird thing. Like, I don't like to be restricted. Like, I'm a touchy-feely person, but like even holding hands, like I can only hold hands for like a certain amount of time. And I start feeling like I can't freely move. I start panicking. That's weird.
See, I'm okay with hugs and shoulder taps and all of that
stuff.
Yeah. I'm good with all of that, but I don't like to, like, even with like Tanisha, like I'm not gonna like snuggle and hold on to each other in the bed. It's just like, no, that's your side. This is my side. We're good. I even put like a pillow. I even got a pillow dividing us. It's just like, don't.
Are you serious? No, we don't do that. Like, we are very touchy-feely with each other.
Yeah, I can be the cuddler, but don't like to be cuddled. Because again, if I feel like I can't move, like if your arm's on me or whatever.
So if I was Joe, I would just be always like trying to give you like the biggest bear hug.
I don't mind hugs. It's just when it's too long. Like if I can't move, then
right. I'm the same way. But I get hot real easy in bed, and I just like keep your feet over there, keep your arms over there. Unless like we're having like a hug moment. But for like normal sleep, like nah.
My feet are always cold. Always cold. And I love when Mateen's sleeping. I love putting my cold feet on his back and he wakes up so fast.
See, like,
why would
that's the kind of shit, yeah.
Why? Because I can.
Right. She can.
Yeah, it is. I like doing I like doing stuff like that to him. Ranking his little butt.
Episode 24, right when we're at the outro, we sidetrack. I love it. But we definitely got to let you guys go. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit that bell icon. Episode 24 in the books. Yeah, so Daym, Patricia, good shit. A lot of fun. And yeah, everyone, peace. We'll see you
Peace.
next week.